At the eastern tip of Long Island, an abandoned Air Force base holds a dark secret that the government officially claims never happened. This is Camp Hero, the site of the Montauk Project, a series of experiments involving time travel, mind control, and interdimensional gaps. Survivors claim that children were taken to be reprogrammed using advanced psychological frequencies and electromagnetic equipment. Today, we dive into the forensic evidence of a project so terrifying it served as the real-life inspiration for Stranger Things. We aren't just talking about theories. We are looking at the massive SAGE radar dish that still stands today, pointing toward the unknown. To understand Montauk, we must go back to 1943 and the Philadelphia experiment, the alleged attempt to make a Navy destroyer invisible. Witnesses say the USS Eldridge didn't just become invisible. It physically ripped through the fabric of space and time before returning. Legend has it that two brothers jumped off the ship during the warp and landed in 1983, right in the middle of Montauk. This accidental time bridge supposedly gave the military the blueprints. They needed to build a permanent gateway beneath the Camp Hero base. The centerpiece of the project was the Montauk Chair, a high-tech seat lined with electromagnetic coils and sensors connected to a computer. A psychic operator would sit in the chair, and their thoughts would be amplified by the massive radar dish above the base. If the operator visualized a physical object, the machine would allegedly manifest that object into reality anywhere within the base's perimeter. But the experiments went beyond physical objects. They began testing psychological influence over the local population of Long Island. During the 1970s, residents reported strange behavioral shifts whenever the giant SAGE radar was turned on and rotated at specific frequencies. The military was reportedly testing if they could broadcast mood commands to an entire city, forcing people into states of panic or calm. This was the evolution of Project MKUltra, moving from chemical methods to high-powered radio frequency psychological conditioning. They called these subjects the Montauk Boys, young individuals chosen for their unique neural patterns and lack of strong social ties. These subjects were allegedly subjected to sensory reprogramming to see if a human mind could be wiped and replaced with a new identity. Forensic testimony from survivors like Al Bielek describes deep-level conditioning that stayed dormant for decades until specific trigger words were used. The goal was to create sleeper agents who could perform high-level tasks without any conscious memory of their training or their handlers. Skeptics call these stories false memories, but the physical layout of Camp Hero suggests a facility designed for massive underground operations. If you visit Camp Hero today, you'll notice the buildings are designed to look like a harmless coastal village to fool Soviet satellites. The chapel is fake. The gymnasium is a shell. Everything was a facade to hide the massive, multi-level bunker system buried deep underground. Local hikers often report hearing heavy machinery humming beneath the forest floor, despite the base being closed for over 40 years. The State Park Service has permanently welded the entrance to the bunkers shut, claiming they are structurally unsound and filled with asbestos. By 1980, the project had allegedly stabilized a time vortex, allowing researchers to send teams into the past or the future. Preston Nichols, a lead engineer on the project, claimed they sent a team to Mars to explore ancient structures hidden beneath the surface. While this sounds like science fiction, Nichols provided detailed technical diagrams of the delta-T transmitters used to stabilize the temporal field. The math behind these transmitters matches the theoretical physics of Einstein-Rosen bridges, or what we commonly call wormholes. The project allegedly came to a terrifying end in August 1983, during a session known as the Beast from the ID. An operator in the Montauk Chair reportedly tapped into their subconscious fear, manifesting a physical monster that began tearing the facility apart. Panicked technicians realized they couldn't stop the creature unless they cut the power to the entire base, but the machine wouldn't shut down. The only way to stop the anomaly was to destroy the radar cables and the primary power coupling, effectively crashing the timeline. Following the incident, the base was abandoned overnight. Documents were burned, and personnel were reassigned or given memory inhibitors. For decades, the site sat in silence, guarded by high-security fences and private military contractors who had no official badges. But in 2008, something strange washed up on the beach in Montauk. A creature known as the Montauk Monster, The carcass looked like a hybrid of a raccoon and a pig, but with human-like fingers and a beak. It defied any known animal classification. Was this a biological experiment that escaped from a hidden laboratory nearby? The authorities quickly confiscated the body and lost the samples. This incident reignited the theory that the Montauk Project didn't end in 1983. It just went further underground, hidden within the Plum Island facility. Plum Island is a high-security animal disease center located just a few miles from Camp Hero. Accessible only by a government ferry, forensic researchers believe the genetic engineering and psychological frequency tests were merged into a single black-budget program. We have analyzed the satellite heat maps of Plum Island, and there are thermal signatures that indicate massive subterranean server rooms. In response to Freedom of Information Act requests, the FBI released hundreds of pages on Camp Hero, but 80% of the text is redacted. One specific file, labeled Project Phoenix, discusses the use of acoustic harassment to control civilian movements during emergencies. Is it possible that the technology developed at Montauk is being used today through our modern cellular towers and satellite networks? Every year, more people come forward with recovered memories of their time at the base, describing the same underground tunnels and the same chair. Their stories are so consistent that it's becoming harder for the official narrative to dismiss them as collective hallucinations. The Montauk Project represents the ultimate boundary between fringe science and government overreach, a place where the laws of physics were broken. We are still hunting for the primary access key to the underground levels. The truth is buried under millions of tons of concrete and silence. Thank you for watching. Do you think Camp Hero is truly abandoned, or is the giant radar dish waiting for the next command to rip a hole in reality? See you in the next video, only here on Forgotten Clues.